Hey guys, it's Chala from Crafting Through the Chaos of Life. Thanks so much for joining me for another video. I know I have been MIA for a little while. Life got busy. I was busy with ball and work, and I tried my hand at doing some sewing for the craft fair, which then turned me into a bit of a tailspin of depression because I'm not very good at sewing anything other than paper. I'll leave the sewing to you, Mama Bear, but thanks for trying to teach me. And yeah, so when I got done with those adventures, I just came into my craft room and decided I would play without any kind of restrictions, and it worked out really well because bam, I got these three beauties done, and I just want to show you the flip through of them. So as some of you may know, I am trying to get ready for a craft fair that's coming up in November, and journals take time. And so I wanted to kind of knock a few out that are not as embellished as I usually do, and that's kind of what these are about. They're actually 3 different levels of embellishing. I'm going to straighten out my mat here so I have a pretty background for you guys to look at instead of my dirty Tim Holtz mat. Okay, so let's take a look at them. So it is really just simple. I started out with some 12 by 12 cardstock. And these measure 9, so now I'm going to have to measure them because I've got myself discombobulated. Yeah, so they're 9 pieces. Let's try this again. Hello, everyone. So the cardstock that I start for the cover is 9 by 12 folded in half, so that ends up being a 9 by 6 inch journal. And so I did 3 covers right off the bat. I just picked out papers that I really like the look of and decided I'll start with that. And then I limited myself to 20 pieces of paper for the signature on the inside. And then I kind of started off with my first journal. So, pardon me, let's take a look at that one. So really simple, I just did a really simple focal point here on this journal, and I framed it out just with some bling embellishment, so stuff from the dollar store. This paper is just from Recollections from Michael, so nothing too, serious there. Not a lot of money was spent. Actually, no money was spent if you're looking at the bigger picture. This is all me just using my craft supplies because, as you know, if you're following me, I am not buying any craft supplies for this entire year, and I am doing really well. I'm so proud of myself, and I'm really using a lot of materials that I already have on hand. So just a simple eyelet signature with sari silk on it, so nothing too difficult there. And this first journal is very simple, so it's minimally embellished. It's for those people who are just kind of getting into journaling, junk journals, and they're not really sure, so they want lots of writing space, or maybe perhaps it could even be for someone who likes to embellish a lot, so I've left a lot of blank pages for them to embellish on their own. As with all of my journals, I include my letter to the journal owner, and I'm not sure really what happened on this one when I printed it. It didn't print out this, but on the other ones it's got it printed, so I just hand wrote that. And I actually have really been enjoying using my quill pen, my feather quill pen, and yeah, I really enjoy using the dip ink quill pen. So it's been a lot of fun, and if you haven't gotten one, go ahead and treat yourself. They are amazing to play with. So yeah, so I've been doing all of my signings in my journals and stuff with that pen, and I'm loving it. I did a little book plate in the front of this, some very minimal inking on the edges here of this journal. I know you can't overly see it, but again, very subtle. So I used the extra piece of cardstock from the 12 by 12 to make these inside pockets for both the front and the back of the journal. And then we'll just do a simple flip through. Now what I did is I counted 3 pages, and I either embellished on the 3rd page or the 4th page. I just kind of went with how I felt. I also did some really rough edging, making these edges look kind of rough with that Tim Holtz, do I have it here? The Tim Holtz page edge distresser. If you know what I'm talking about, it looks like a little cogwheel and it's got blades in it and you just kind of rough it up. And I actually quite like the look of how that looks. Okay, so the first 3 pages, like I said, minimally embellished. First 3 pages are blank. And then on the back of the 3rd page, I put a stamp. So we're starting off very slowly in this. Count 3 more pages. And then I have our first kind of pocket or embellishment. Excuse me. So this is the library pocket that I made out of a time card. And I just kind of played around with some of the stuff that I have. As you can see, there's lace, there's scrap paper, a fussy cut of a person. I can't remember where I got these from. If I do, I will let you guys know. And then I have this little label, and then I just put some glossy accents over the top just to give it a little bit of shine. I have, this here is just a Calgary folk music festival. You can go ahead and pull that out, sweetheart, that's fine. So I have my daughter in here crafting away with me. She's been making some wonderful little, I don't know, what would you call them, Lexi?
Like
knockoffs? Should we call them so she makes all sorts of different little food packages, and then she's got like little gum inside, and then the little pieces of gum, if you open them up, they've got little happy sayings in them. What does this one say? Kids are so creative. This one says love you. She also has some Oreo cookies. She's making a whole store, you guys. She made instant noodles, Chips Ahoy. She's got it all, and then she's got a little storefront. Do you have, oh, she even made a what now? She's making a donut stand right now, but she even made like a little POS machine and a credit card. I got my own personalized credit card. Look at that. Isn't that great? And her little POS machine is so brilliant. It has numbers and everything that you can push. And it even has a approved or declined sign on it so that you can, spend at her little store. So cute. Love it. So moving on back to the journal. So this is just a postcard that I got from a local bookstore here in town. I always try to pick up postcards or advertisements when I'm out and about. I love the image that was on here, and yeah, it's just just talking about the Calgary Folk Music Festival from 2022. So not quite vintage, but I've made it look that way, and it just kind of goes with the theme of the journal. I have backed it. I kept this because I really like this. On the back was a whole bunch of sponsors, and I just put some paper on here so that you can use it as a journal card. Sorry, I am going to have to take a drink of my tea here because my throat is very scratchy. I'm sorry. Pardon me. Okay, so that's tucked right in the back. So I've made this as, it's a pocket and a tuck. So that goes right in the back. Then I have just some ephemera that I have either previously made or just kind of made out of stuff that was laying around. So I have printed out this one in particular. I printed out a long time ago, made it, stitched it up, and it's just been sitting in my box of pre-made ephemera, and I just pulled it out because it seemed to work well. Same thing with this one. And then I have this cute little journal card, just using some book page, dictionary page, scrap paper, and a word and a focal point, and boom, you've got yourself a little journal card. So that is the first little pocket in this one. Then we're going to count 3 more pages, 1, 2, 3, and then we have our next pocket. So I had made up some of these book page pockets, and I didn't have them embellished yet. So I just went ahead and I looked through all my stickers and stuff and was just having a grand old time playing. And I just stuck some stickers on. And then I just put in a few little tea cards I had previously prepared, and boom, they've got some little interesting pieces in there. Again, I'm keeping this one very minimally embellished, just not to be so overwhelming. As well, the person can, go to town on their own with it. In the back here is just another journal card that I had made out of a master board that I had, and just put a little focal point and inked it up, and Bob's your uncle, it's all done. Count 3 more pages. 1, or is it this one? Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't do anything there. 4, 5. Oh, so now we're at the middle of the signature. So then we're going to count again. So what I basically did is the opposite of each page that I embellished. So I just kind of followed it along to the other side, and then I decorated the exact opposite of that, kind of with something similar. So the opposite page for the opposite side of the signature, so we've got the little butterfly here, and then on the side I've stamped a flower. So I'll just kind of flip through and show you. So there's embellishments on the exact opposite side of the signature. So this one again was another little book page pocket. Embellished it with some stickers, and then I did a playing card, used some gesso, stuck some paper on it, butterfly as a focal point and a little sentiment, backed it with some dyed paper that I made, and it makes a journal card. Again, I love the stitching around here as well. It just adds another bit of texture. I made this to be a double pocket, so I have something in the back here, and I got a whole bunch of these postcards way back. I think I've had them for like 3 or 4 years now, and again, just something to tuck in there as a bit of interest and kind of keeping with the same color theme. The next one is a book page, or sorry, a pocket made out of book page and some vellum. I simply just added vellum sticker, some lace, and a label. And the nice thing about this is you can kind of see what's on the inside. So here's a pre-made tag that I had sitting in my stash. And then you can see the book page in the back. But it also has a double pocket, a little secret pocket. And here I just stuck a little card that I got. I got a whole bunch of these cards a while ago from Amazon. And they're just kind of like the little affirmation cards that I like to put in things. Yeah, just little affirmation cards. I think they're fun to include. So I stuck that in the very back. So you could put it all the way down and it would be a secret back there until the person found it. But of course I want to let the person know that there is something back there because they might not realize. So again, that's how you can have little secret places in your journals, is by creating another separate pocket. You don't have to glue the back entirely down. Okay, so we're coming to the end of this journal. So yeah, then we have this, and then in the back I just created a little envelope out of scrap paper, and I've included a few more little things that they can actually use to decorate their own journal. So some labels, a tag, some stickers, and then that way they can kind of, learn to play around themselves and embellish it even further. And again, I sign all my journals, and then I did that with that quill pen, which again is so much fun. So that is journal number 1. That is the minimally embellished journal. The next one I have stepped up just a little bit further. So doing a little bit more embellishing. And so when I go to price these, I will price them a little bit different because I price them as per the number of embellishments that I've included. And so that will make a difference in the price, how much time I've spent creating the journal. This next one, again, I've done a focal point. Instead of the bling, I've done some blue lace. I just think that looks so delicate and pretty, and I like the little bit of shine or embossing that's on here, or foiling, I guess you would call it. Again, very simple with the eyelet closure and some sari silk. I was trying to kind of, keep things different enough, but the same that it was easy to kind of continue to create. Again, here, as you can see, I have my letter to the journal owner. And again, all the measurements are the same and the same pieces of paper. So this journal cover uses one 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper. Again, same kind of concept. There's 20 pages in here. 15 or 20? I'm going to have to count now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's 15 pages in each one, sorry. But you can do 15 to 20, whatever works for you. Again, the more embellishing that you're going to do, the more you're going to kind of stuff in there, the less pages you might want to have, just because it will become really bulky. I probably wouldn't do any more than 20 pages if you're doing a fully embellished journal. Okay, so you count your 3 pages, and I have this fun little pocket, and as you can kind of tell, I've done a little bit of a blue theme with this one. The other one was kind of like a red theme. This is more blue. And that just kind of gave me you know, something to kind of follow and to be inspired by, and just to kind of tie it all together. Things weren't exactly matchy-matchy with the same kit or anything like that, because none of this comes from a kit. This is all just, you know, kind of a, I call it a potpourri journal. It's a little bit of everything. But I did kind of try to stick with the same theme in terms of colors. So I have a little refreshment ticket here. I've made a little tag, so I did a master board, and then just with some neutral papers, and then I could add the colors that I wanted to incorporate. So this is a little T card kind of ripped down. I've got a word there or a sentiment. This one was a lot of fun. I used a bow instead and added a few little blings on there, and it just, yeah, doing the neutral master boards are really great, and then you can either embellish them from there and cut them up, or cut them up and then embellish them and create focal points as you go along for whatever pieces you make. So I got about 2 journal cards, 2 pockets, 2 smaller squares that could either be pockets or journal cards, and a couple tags. So it worked out really well. So those are those pieces. Tuck that back in there. And then this is from a kit I had, you know, cut out these pieces. Didn't have a journal in mind. I was just like, when I first started, I was like, oh, I need to print all the ephemera and all the embellishments from the kits. And, you know, I didn't use all of them, and then I had leftovers. So again, this works beautifully in this one. So we'll count our 3 pages again. And here I have a belly band. Again, this is from some sort of kit. I can't tell you where it came from. Both of these are. They're from different kits, I believe, but you know, they just work really well in this journal. And that's the thing, is if you have leftover pieces from a journal, if you are doing a kit, you can either include them in your little envelope in the back to go along with the journal, or you can keep them and use them in future potpourri journals or in a journal that you think they would work well in. Okay, so moving on, we've got this one. I didn't exactly do 3. I just kind of started playing around a little bit more, giving myself a bit more freedom with that kind of structure. Again, I've got the butterfly stamp here, and then on the exact opposite side I'll have a stamp as well. So whatever I do on one side, I'm doing the exact same, not the exact same thing, but doing some sort of embellishment on the other side to keep the journal kind of balanced, if that makes sense. So again, we've got lots of blank pages. We come up to the next section. So this is again from that master board, and I just simply cut up the pieces and then embellish them as I went along. And I just love that. I think that looks so pretty. A label and a vellum stamp sticker worked out well. Ta-da, we're done. And then, yeah, just some, again, just picking up little pieces of printables that I had, you know, printed out and hadn't used, and it seems to work well in this journal. So we've got a tag. I like how this one turned out with a little rickrack topper there. Again, a vellum sticker as a focal point. I've got some lace and a word. And then this kind of matches, as you can see, this this journal card here, or pocket, sorry, but it's a journal card. And again, it was from the kit, so and I'm just going to, this is bugging me. I need to find my corner rounder. If I can find it on my desk, there it is. I'm really not liking sharp corners right now. Don't ask me why, but it is what it is. So I'm just going to quickly round those, and while I see it here, I probably thought, oh, I'll just stick it in, it'll be fine, I won't worry about it. But no, here I am worrying about it because I can't handle it. So that's all right. Whatever makes us happy, right? That's what it's about. So there, we got another little pocket and some ephemera pieces. All right, then on this one, I did a little ruffle, stitched ruffle, and I added some bling to it, just a little bit of texture, something different. Still being able to write on that page. Then we come to, let's see, where is our, so this is the middle of our signature here. So now we're starting on the second half of that journal. Count about 3 pages, 1, 2, 3. And then I did a little cluster, just glued this cluster on again, just for point of interest. And then that matches this on this side. Does it? Did I lie? It's a little bit different. So it would have been on this one, but I put it on this side of the page. So kind of evens out. Then I actually did a pocket here. Again, I was leaving myself some room to stray from the rules that I gave myself in the first journal. Again, we've got a piece of that masterboard as the pocket, vellum sticker label. And then on this one, I created this really cute specimen card, and just with some pressed flowers. And this actually, that little plastic, clear plastic piece is actually the backing from this sticker. So I save the backings. I don't, can you see that? If I kind of get it right there. So those bigger backings, there we go. Sorry, that's probably really bright in your eyes now. But I save these and I use them for the windows and the specimen cards because they work perfectly. Now I also have, not to say that I don't have packaging or pieces of acetate already, but I figured, you know what, I'm just going to be throwing it in the garbage anyways. Why not keep it to make the little slide cover? And it works out really well, and it's nice and light, and it's a lot thinner than your typical acetate or packaging. So then it keeps the profile of your journal really low, so which is great, especially if you're embellishing quite a bit. This is just from the Recollections paper pack. It's part of the cutouts that they have there, so I just cut that out. Now I'm not going to round the corners on this one because the foiling here is sharp corners, so I'm going to leave that. I'm okay with that. But if these corners were rounded like the other one was, then I would definitely round them. Just have a fun little tag here, live what you love. I think I got these from the dollar store way back in the day. Oh, I wanted to talk a little bit more about this. Sorry. Let me step back a little bit. So I just simply used a square die cut. So this was 6 inches by 3 inches, and I folded it in half. I used a square die cut to cut out one of the this little window. I put in my pressed flowers and, you know, folded it over. But before I glued everything down, I'm not really explaining this very well, so I do apologize. So the first thing I did is I cut out the 6 by 3 piece and die cut the square. The next thing I did is I actually put this into my typewriter, and I typed in this specimen number 237. Then I stamped this little stamp, I guess you call it. It's from the Tim Holtz, what is this? I always forget the name of this, you guys. I'm sorry. It's from the, what is this? Oh, Field Notes. Sorry, it's from this little thing from the Field Notes. I stamped that in red because I thought a little pop of color. And then I added this little label to it as well. Binder folio 3269. I thought that worked out really well for, you know, kind of the theme of that. And that was really simple and quick and easy to make. If you don't have pressed flowers, you can use vellum stickers, whatever you want in there. Again, I have another little postcard, floral postcard here that I just kind of inked up a little bit to give it a little more vintage theme. And this pocket is done and decorated. Okay, again, keeping kind of in the blue. This one obviously isn't blue, but purple is kind of the next best thing that kind of went with it. So that's what I did. And then I have our stamped page. Again, that is going to match on the opposite side of the stamping. Here I included an altered paper clip. So just kind of glued that little ticket down. I thought that was cool and put it on an oversized paper clip. And ta-da, you've got a fun little altered paper clip. And then on the other side, I just had this little piece tucked in. Again, that's from a Recollections paper pad. They usually come with, you know, some journal cards and tags and other, you know, little ephemera pieces. The next pocket here is just another one from that kit that I had that has just been laying around. And some more little journal card pieces. This is a nice little quote. Life is tough, but so are you. So that's a cute little journaling card. This is from the master board. I just stuck a butterfly on there. I think it looks pretty. Journaling space on the back. And then this is just a tag that I had laying around so the person can embellish this more if they want. I thought this tied in really nicely with the pocket, so that's why it's in there. The pink kind of goes with this pocket, but still keeping the blue. And then this one has, it's hard to tell, but there is a little bit of pink on this butterfly's wings here. And then, of course, the blue. So kind of keeping with those colors to keep it kind of, you know, fluid throughout. And then that finishes that. But in the back, I've done a little bit more. I have added this little weekly list in there. And then I have the envelope that I've made, again, keeping kind of with blue. And then a whole bunch of, there's an extra tag and a whole bunch of other little goodie ephemera pieces in there that they can decorate their journal with. Here's another piece of that kit. So yeah, they can, you know, create their own things as well. I really want this to be an experience for them, not just everything done and decorated. I wanted them to be able to play as well once they receive this. So there is that one. So that is the medium embellished journal. Okay, how are we doing for time? Not bad. Okay, so our last journal is my biggin one. And so I'll kind of show you the difference here in the journals. So you can see the profile of this first one, you know, not too bad, right? It's, you know, thin, lots of room to grow. This one is just a little bit thicker. It's got a little bit more girth to it. And then we got this big heavy monster. It's definitely chunky. It's got a lot more going on to it. So you can tell, you can really see the clump of pages here. And then this one you can see a few pages, and then this one you definitely can see there's lots going on the inside. So again, the same theme as the other ones, where it's just the same 12 by 12 piece of paper, focal point, and then this one I put lace. As you can imagine, the theme is kind of pink in this one. Same closure, it's just the eyelet closure with some sari silk. I was kind of hoping I had pink sari silk, but I only have this color. It's kind of hard for me to find sari silk here in Canada. So if you have a good sari silk line or person that you get your sari silks from, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear where you're getting them from, because I'm having difficulties finding a Canadian source for it. I do want to shop local if I can. So, you know, start big with the country of Canada and work my way down to the province of Alberta if I can. So in here I have, as you can see, I've stepped it up just a little bit more. I do have a fun little envelope. I don't have anything in the envelope, but you know, you could always tuck in a little scrap piece of paper or some tickets or what have you. I've got the letter to the journal owner. So already we're doing a little bit more in the front. I didn't do any of the plates in the last one I showed you, or this one. You can add that if you want. I just didn't have any little book plates that would really match well, so I kind of left it out. Counting our 3 pages in, first off we have this really cool woven pocket. This one was an idea that I saw off of Gaelic Estinelli's channel. And then each little one has tag in it. So I think that is just so adorable. And you can do opposite papers. So you can take two different styles of paper, but that still complement each other. And you can weave them differently, and then you'd have different looking tags as well in them. But I just kind of went with the same piece of paper because this was one of the first times trying this style of pocket out, and I just wanted to kind of keep it simple. And in the back here again, I've done a master board and created ephemera out of that. So I like these little girls. I was looking at them and I'm like, oh, they kind of look like they could be friends or sisters, but sisters can be friends too, right? So I thought that was cute. And then I just have this little piece of paper here that's got this cute pink flower on it. And I just stuck that in there for journaling space. And then again, another piece from that big kit that I saw you. I really am going to try. I think it's either from Artie Mays or it's from, could be Digital Collage Club. If you're not a member of the Digital Collage Club, may I highly recommend the lifetime membership. They're constantly adding things to it. They're constantly giving you tutorials. I am not affiliated with them at all, but if you want bang for your buck, that is a good way to go. As well, I think there are some Etsy owners now who are offering lifetime memberships. I would highly recommend that because they're constantly adding to their inventory, and you get that, get those updated ones included in your lifetime membership. So think about that if you're looking to save money and you have like a designer that you really like. Let me put the shout out there to Leanna Scrap. If you could please do that, you know I would buy that in a heartbeat because I just love Leanna Scrap on Etsy. Her digitals, they're so great. Her kits are wonderful. But yeah, that's something if you're looking to save money as well and you want bigger bang for your buck, definitely do that. So the lifetime memberships where you're paying once, but you're still getting the benefits of the new kits as they come out. So let's tuck this guy back in there. Can't really remember how I had it, but that looks okay to me. And then I know I have some stamping in here. Did I miss it? I don't think so. Again, one of those book page pockets, and then I have this little vellum piece, which looks so pretty. I have another piece from the master board. This is one of those square pieces that could either be a pocket. If you turn it this way, it could be a pocket, or this way or that way, it could be a journal card. So this one I've made into a journal card. And then again, another little affirmation card that I got these off of Amazon. Take a look on there because they're fun to include. There's also like little rip ticket ones that I get. Yeah, they're just a lot of fun to add, and I like little positive affirmations like that. I think they're fun. Okay, there's my stamping. Again, more blank pages in between, but not as many as the first two. Another pocket, this is again from the master board I created. A little piece from the kit, again keeping with that pink theme. And then one of those postcards. Pink porcelain lily, that's so pretty. I wish I could keep flowers like that, but here in Canada, that sort of stuff does not grow very nicely. Okay, keeping going here. This is a really cool piece that I made quite a long time ago, really in the beginning of my junk journal journey. And it is just simply a number 10 envelope that is a window envelope. And I've created it so it's an over the page belly band, so you can stick stuff on both sides. And that's a lot of fun. And then I just tucked in another little postcard in here. Again, keeping kind of with the pink color and something that had a nice image that would show nicely through that window. You could do a big journal card, you could do a big tag, but you know, you just want to keep in mind that you're going to have this little window and you want something interesting to show through there. This is another fun full page. These I make up ahead of time and just kind of have them, and then I can throw them into journals as I need them. And so it's kind of one big pocket, and then there's a smaller pocket, and then another little pocket. And then this actually is a pocket as well, but I didn't have anything really to, I'll have to see if I can find something to stick in there. I guess I could do that. That way the person knows. How do I want to do this? I want this here, and then is that going to fit in there? Just a little small on that pocket, so I guess we could do this. So yeah, you can tuck something in these pockets, in this little tuck spot here, in here. So I've got, again, another ticket and another little affirmation card. So stick that back in. And then this one is another little affirmation. This is one of those rip ticket ones that I was telling you about. So you just pop it open and there's a cute little, you know, little affirmation or saying inside. And then on the back you can actually write about it as well. I think these are great. They're called Thoughtfuls, and they're off of Amazon as well. So just kind of some ideas of what you can tuck in your little secret spots. And then again, a big pocket here when you glue it on the page. And then inside I just tucked in some coffee dyed paper that the person can use to write on. Maybe they want to write a letter. That goes in there. Moving along, again, another masterboard pocket. This is a masterboard tag. A piece from that little printable kit. And then another masterboard journaling card. Again, just kind of adding pink things, interesting textures. This is from some Amazon packaging. I really like it when it comes with that. It doesn't have to be profound, but you know, it's interesting. Okay, get this. Can't remember how I had this tucked in here now. Let's do this. That's the problem with taking things out to show, is I can't remember how I got them back in there. But that'll do for now. And then this one, I've got the other side of that stamped page here. Again, just a little butterfly stamp. And then this one is the pockets that came with that kit, and I used 2 of them and just kind of stacked them like this. I just think it makes an interesting page. And then there's these little tickets and some little envelopes. Again, there's nothing in these envelopes, but you can for sure add whatever little items you want in there. I'm really trying to keep this so that the person can add their own and make it their own. I don't want to, again, overly embellish too much. And I just realized that this one is not inked, so I'm going to ink that when I'm done here. Moving along, this is another envelope pocket. This I just created. Again, I created this a long time ago, but again, the pinks worked in this journal. And yeah, it's just a interesting little piece of ephemera, and then you can write on the back. The sewing definitely adds a cool texture and kind of steps it up just that little bit more. I didn't put any paper on the back of this because I actually kind of like the look of that security envelope pattern in the back. And you can actually get security envelope digital print images too off of Etsy, I believe, so that's kind of fun. And then here I just have a cute little paper clip that someone gave to me in a swap, and it's got little seed beads on it, and it's all kind of twisted up, fun and funky. And then this is just a sticky note that I got from, I think, Walmart or someplace way back in the day, and I've had that pad of paper sitting around forever, and I don't know what 1 to 6 is for, but I just thought it was a really cool sticky note when I bought it. And yeah, I just use this to tuck on there, just to keep it on there in case the adhesive doesn't work. I don't know, makes it an interesting piece anyways. And then in the back, I've added an extra little tag. I've got another one of those little planner sheets. And these, I ended up having these from the dollar store. I thought at one time I was going to really overly plan my life, I guess, and had a bunch of these, but now they're part of my junk journal ephemera collection. So that works out. And then in here, I have just, this one's a little bit more ephemera in here as well. Again, just kind of stepping each journal up a little bit more. So we've got tickets and journal cards and stickers and what have you, so that the person can make it their own. So I hope that this has inspired you. I was able to knock out 3 of these journals in 2 days, actually a day and a half really. So it took probably half a day for each journal, which really in the scheme of things is not bad at all. You know, once I had an idea of what I wanted to do and the system that I wanted to do them in, you know, just kind of like a skeletal template, if you will, I was able to just kind of keep stepping it up just a little bit more, and it really helped me expand myself in terms of creativity on how I can, you know, change around the embellishing of each journal. So I hope that you found this interesting. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love it if you subscribed so that you don't miss any of these videos that I put out. And just remember, P.S. I love you. Thanks so much, guys, and we'll talk to you next time.